Hello and welcome back to the Dispatch. I'm Tom Gandley. Our lead story is the coronavirus continues to wreak havoc on the whole world, with Italy posting the worst numbers for infections and fatalities as a percentage of their population. The U.S. just passed Italy in total numbers of exposed people, but has held fatal cases to a lower percentage. China now claims to have halted all cases of COVID-19, but the population is being prevented from getting tested for exposure on order of the government. You can take that for what it's worth. New York, and especially New York City, has the single largest number of cases in the U.S. Of the roughly 185,000 cases in the U.S., New York can claim about 75,000, or about 40% of the nation's infections. President Trump was considering quarantining the whole state as of the writing of this piece. U.S. Surgeon General Dr. Jerome Adams said the worst is still yet to come for the cities of New Orleans, Detroit, and Chicago. California has seen its cases triple in the last week and may be on the verge of a massive outbreak on its own. Worldwide, the pandemic has so far claimed over 850,000 infected, with 42,000 deaths. It's also believed that as many as 176,000 of that number have recovered from the disease. Ventilators, the medical machines that assist people with the pneumonia with their breathing, are still at a premium. Ford and GM have converted their production facilities to ventilators after the Defense Production Act was invoked by President Trump last week. 100,000 of the units will be on order and will be needed within 10 weeks for the expected number of cases. In Venezuela, socialist dictator Maduro now has a $15 million price tag payable to anyone who can provide information which will vitally assist in his apprehension and prosecution in the U.S. The Department of Justice has charged Maduro and some of his co-conspirators, each of whom has a lesser $10 million reward attached to them, with, among other things, narco-terrorism and smuggling drugs into the U.S. According to the DOJ, years of investigation have yielded the indictments. Maduro is not recognized by the U.S. or over 100 other nations as the rightful leader of Venezuela. That title goes to the democratically elected Juan Guaido. Other charges against the so-called leadership of Venezuela include torture, corruption, a mass of human rights abuses, and aiding drug cartels. If you follow the news at all, no doubt you've heard that certain parts of the U.S. have embraced a drag queen story hours in their city's libraries. Why would such an activity even exist, you might ask yourself? What is its purpose? They're asking those questions in Missouri, where the move to form a Parental Oversight of Public Libraries Act would form a Parental Library Review Board to examine decency issues within children's literature and other library activities. Significant numbers of parents have shown their apprehensive, if not revulsion, to the Drag Queen Reading Hour program. Parents are rightly concerned for the welfare of their children by the very nature of the case, and also after one of the drag queens was discovered to have been a sex offender. The very idea of why a drag queen would want to read stories to youngsters has to beg the question of what is the point of the reading hour in the first place? Why does one need to dress as a drag queen to read to kids? One can't help but see it as an attempt to normalize an extreme lifestyle, or perhaps indoctrinate youngsters to a dodgy, promiscuous behavior. This is what parents in Missouri and likely elsewhere are or ought to be questioning. The bill also allows board to flag books it deems inappropriate for certain ages. The Missouri bill has raised the hackles of librarians who see it as a form of censorship, and of course the drag queens are certainly miffed. But the bill has a lot of support and is expected to pass in the Missouri legislature. All major professional sports have been halted or at least seriously curtailed because of the need to keep large gatherings scarce. Many are anticipating the loss of the rest of their seasons, like the NBA and even pro baseball may be preempted by the pandemic. But NASCAR seems to have found a way around all that. Using high-tech interactive gaming programs, the iRacing Pro Invitational Series has NASCAR drivers facing off against each other using simulated tracks and vehicles from the comfort of their own living rooms. The approximately $40,000 systems consist of gas and brake pedals, a driver's seat with seat belts, a steering wheel, and, of course, full instrumentation. Visuals are provided by large video monitors where the windshields normally would have been. When all was said and done, Timmy Hill, a longtime NASCAR racer, spun the donuts on the virtual Texas Speedway track. The big crash of the week involved veteran drivers Greg Biffle and Clint Bowyer, who hooked up via cell phone to apologize to each other. Virtual pit stops are also a lot more difficult than they appear. Lots of mistakes there, too. Denny Hamlin, winner at last week's Miami Homestead Invitational, said he likes racing with his bare feet on the pedals, but didn't do so well in Texas. In-race commentary was provided by retired racer Jeff Gordon, also from his home, and in-car analysis was provided by longtime NASCAR commentator Larry McReynolds. It looks like fun, even without the smell of the grease paint and the roar of the crowd. In Belgium, a human has apparently infected their pet cat with COVID-19, or coronavirus. The cat's owner picked up the disease while on vacation in northern Italy, and after 9 days, the cat started displaying the symptoms of coronavirus, plus a few others. A fever, listlessness, and a bad cough were the telltale signs, and after the owner sent in a sample of the cat's vomit to the vet, which later found its way to the lab of one Dr. Daniel de Schmet, who confirmed the disease. Although trans-species communicable diseases are rare, cats and humans appear to have the same chemical receptor in their lungs that allows COVID-19 to pass into their bloodstream. The cat recovered after 9 days of vigorous paw washing, maintaining an acceptable social distance, and getting plenty of sleep, as cats tend to do. And just in case you missed it, it seems that the adult entertainment industry has also taken in the shorts due to the ever-growing contagious coronavirus epidemic. But that hasn't stopped some industrious dancers from retooling to maintain an income flow. In Las Vegas, the Little Darlings Gentlemen's Club now features a drive-up strip show, coronavirus-free lap dances, and nude hand sanitizer wrestling exhibitions. At a time when hand sanitizer is at a premium, club management said that in anticipation of the virus, it stockpiled 20 gallons worth of the stuff. Little Darlings also has hand sanitizer stations every 15 feet. No word on whether the club is recycling the gooey gel for use at the stations. For the drive-up strip shows, be prepared to part with $100 for a 10-minute exhibition. Also, after being forced to close its doors as a non-essential business to stave off the spread of the COVID-19 virus, Portland, Oregon's Lucky Devil Lounge found itself with a bevy of unemployed strippers on its hands. After just jokingly bringing up the subject of having the girls deliver food while on a radio talk show, manager Sean Bolden got several requests from the service from seriously interested customers. The Lucky Devil Lounge also serves modestly priced meals to its clientele, so they already had cooks in a kitchen at their beck and call. The menu includes things like the usual burgers and fries, chicken fingers, chef salads, and steak sandwiches. In addition to the tasty victuals for a $30 fee, you can also be a patron of the arts and have a dancer deliver your food directly to your front door. Referring to their DoorDash-type venture as Boober Eats, Brad, I couldn't make this up if my life depended on it. The girls will deliver your fare dressed in latex gloves and a face mask and little else, I'm sure, and then dance around on your front porch clad in what God graced them with for about 5 minutes. Just be advised, if you live in Portland, Oregon, and decide to use these services, refrain from engaging in ungentlemanly behavior. Because you won't just be violating the social distance standard, you might just be slapped around a bit and arrested. They come with a security guy. The girls have stated that they're doing well paying the bills with the delivery service, so Brad, $100 for a 10-minute peep show and $30 for the Boober Eats delivery service, that can add up fast, and I know there are quite a few guys out there waiting anxiously for those Trump stimulus checks, and I think stimulus is an appropriate descriptive in this case. Anyway, this has been Tom Gandley, and that's the Dispatch. Thank you for watching.